All right, good evening. I certainly hope and pray that all is well. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Uh, I can't say, which is interesting that I can say this, but I am actually enjoying the winter season here. Okay. Well, I don't think it has officially begun. What is it, the 20th or something like that? But I'm actually enjoying enjoying it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna read something. Okay, let me see if I can find. I'll read that. I got some coffee. I just got done with dinner, and when I first started waiting tables, I was in college, and it was a place that majority of the customers were Caucasian, and so I would go, waiting on the table, and oh shit, sorry, my nose ring came out. It's not really a ring. It's a ugh. I learned about this years ago. I can't. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you. I might lose it though, but I got a bunch of them. It's a straight pen, and see if you can see it. Probably can't. See, years ago. Think about college years. Oh, that's the only thing though. It's like nothing to hold it on the other side, so it can easily come out. But if somebody told me they was like, take a straight pen, cut it, burn it, soak it in like alcohol. If you want like a really tiny. See, can y'all see? I haven't. I got my nose pierced years ago, my college years. This first time I had it pierced twice. First time, this lady I met in the mall, she came through and pierced it with a straight pen. She put a little ice on my nose. I think I talked about this. She put a little ice cube on my nose. What, Dorita, did you say this was you too? That happened to you? Of course you did. You lying heifer. That's just what I just heard. But anyway, and took a needle and thread and put it right through. But the thread fell out. So when I went away to school, I got it done, and they just did it with a gun back then. But anyway, moving on. So sometimes, like when I was wiping my face, I hit it and wiped it out, and it hurts. It hurt when it went out, but nevertheless, it's back in. So I used to always buy me a bunch of straight pins. You know, you can get a pack of straight pins, and I would do that. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes I got tired of hitting it and it knocking it out my nose because it would hurt. But like you get the little tiny ones like from the hair store, they got the little ball on the end, so it doesn't come out so easily. And I I first pierced my nose when I was I a sophomore? No, my junior year at Howard. Got it pierced. When I graduated, I took it out, stopped wearing it. Then I just years later, oh my gosh, years later, years, I decided to put it back in, and the underneath that layer, I didn't think it was open, but it still was open. It was just so tight, you know what I'm saying? So I got it through, and then I took it out for a while for various reasons. I'm always taking it out, put it back in. And this last time, it's like, well, I haven't worn it in about 2 or 3 years. No, more than two, maybe about 3 or 4 years. That shit went right through like it was nothing. And it looked so like it was just closed up, but I could still see it. Put it right through. And the straight pin is so thin, you know. But anyway, and you know, you can knock them out easily and lose them. So that's why I would always get it packed. But nevertheless, anyway, so when I was in college and I would wait tables, and you know, it was mostly Caucasian people at that restaurant. So I'd be like, oh, after they eat, I go to their table and say, would you like dessert? And they would say yes. You know, okay, what will you have? Cup of coffee. And I kept hearing that cup of coffee. Now, first time I heard, I said, yeah, okay, but would you like some dessert as well? And they said, person just looked at me and they said, yeah. I said, would you like the coffee? And it was so strange. I remember telling the lady who raised me, I was like, every time I go to the white people at the restaurant and ask them what they want for dessert, they always say coffee. I was like, I never heard of that before. But anyway, so I thought about that tonight because I just ate and I wanted some coffee. I made myself some coffee. So this came to me. This scripture came to me. Uh, Maybe it's been about a week now, and I'm going to read it. Okay, it's not long. Maybe about it's 28 verses, but it's not long, and it's in a psalm. You find a lot of psalms like this. Okay, but I'm reading the NIV version instead of the King James version because sometimes the language is kind of like off. Okay, well, I don't want to say off, but you question what does that mean. Okay, but some other versions make it more straightforward. It's Psalm 35 of David. So the belief is that King David wrote this. Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take up shield and armor, arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to me, I am your salvation. May those who seek my life be disgraced and put to shame. May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. May they be like the chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net from me without cause dug a pit for me. May ruin overtake them by surprise. May the net they hid entangle them. May they fall into the pit to their ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, Lord? You rescue the poor from those too strong for them, the poor and needy from those who rob them. Ruthless witnesses come forward. They question me on things I know nothing about. They repay me evil for good and leave me like one bereaved. Ruthless witnesses come forward. These are the flying monkeys. Questioning me on things I know nothing about. Getting in your business, questioning you about shit, trying to get you in a fucking trick bag, in other words. Okay. They repay me evil for good and leave me like one bereaved. So we see so far he's talking about people who've been after him, setting traps for him, so on and so forth. Okay, trying to ruin and destroy him without cause. Okay, they repay me evil for good. He's been good to these people that he's referring to. Okay, some of y'all know about this. Okay, I do. Okay, and leave me like one bereaved. Okay, yet when they were ill, I put on sackcloth and humbled myself with fasting. When my prayers returned to me unanswered, I went about mourning as though for my friend or brother. I bowed my head in grief as though weeping for my mother. Okay, so these folk that he done did good things for, grieving with them, praying for them, so on and so forth. But when I stumbled, they gathered in glee. Assailants gathered against me without my knowledge. They slandered me without ceasing. Like the ungodly, they maliciously mocked. They gnashed their teeth at me, these motherfuckers who I helped and loved on and prayed for them and did good for them, so on and so forth. But when I was in need, they laughed. Okay, set up traps and blah blah blah, all this kind of shit. Okay, people basically stabbing motherfuckers in the back. How long, Lord, will you look on? Rescue me from their ravages, my precious life from these lions. God, when you gonna come through, Lord? Okay. It reminded me when I was reading this episode of Martin, when Martin and Gina had broke up, and Martin was dating Pam. I mean, Gina was dating Pam's cousin, the Reverend Leon Lonnie Love, and Martin and his girlfriend came through. His new boo came through. Okay, and he was, teasing Reverend Leon Lonnie Love, played by David Allen Greer. And what did he say? You know, one more time, something, Lord, strike him down. All right. But anyway, let's keep going. Okay. Rescue me from their ravages, my precious life from these lions. I will give you thanks in the great assembly. Among the throngs, I will praise you. Do not let those gloat over me who are my enemies without cause. People, I ain't did shit to these people. Help them and love them. Do not let those who hate me without reason maliciously wink the eye. That proud look, bitch. I got you, bitch. They do not speak peaceably, but devise false accusations, lying on you and shit. They're gone. Against those who live quietly in the lands, people minding their own fucking business. They sneer at me and say, aha, aha, with our own eyes we have seen it lying. Lord, you have seen this. Do not be silent. Do not be far from me, Lord. Awake and rise to my defense. Contend for me, my God and Lord. Vindicate me in your righteousness, Lord, my God. Do not let them gloat over me. Do not let them think, aha, just what we wanted, or say, we have swallowed him up. Okay. We done fucked this motherfucker. We got this motherfucker. Okay. And without cause. May all who gloat over my distress be put to shame and confusion. May all who exalt themselves over me be clothed with shame and disgrace. May those who delight in my vindication shout for joy and gladness. May they always say, the Lord be exalted who delights in the well-being of his servant. My tongue will proclaim your righteousness, your praises all day long. Okay, so for people who are going, and there's a lot of Psalms that are like this, quite a bit. And probably other scriptures as well. Okay. But remember here, may those who delight in my vindication. So if you're going through this, know that there are people. Okay. You know, the people that the groups and whatnot that are after you without cause and trying to destroy you and all of this kind of stuff, like the motherfuckers I talk about on here who have done this shit to me and all the good things I've done to them. Some of them I ain't done shit to them one way or the other because I don't even know their fucking asses. Okay. But they got in groups to collaborate to destroy me. Okay. And some of you have gone through this and are going through this, but understand that they're not the only people that exist. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to feel. They want you to think that everybody is against you and everybody is after you. They're not. Okay. There are a lot of people that may be sitting back in silence, not saying anything. They may be sitting back in silence, working on your behalf, praying for you or whatever for you. Okay, speaking up for you in ways that you don't know. Okay. And they will delight, and they're delighting, especially if they're seeing karma. These people go through their karma. They're delighting in your vindication. So there are people. Yes?
Where are the keys to the car keys?
I don't know. Hold on. Oh, here they go. What you got? Get some? All right. Okay. So understand that and know that. Okay. Number one. Number two, this shit is old as. Now, this book is not the oldest book in the world, obviously. We know that. Okay. Some of us don't. Okay. Some of us think that's the first. No, it's not. Okay. But understand this shit, people doing this is It's not new. Okay. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, these are the same motherfuckers manufactured, okay, over again, or which were reincarnated over again, okay, doing the same dumb shit. Maybe they are given opportunity after opportunity to change, or maybe it's just a part of a whole big game. That's the game. That's the role that they play. That's who and what they are. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I got a lot of theories. I don't know about a lot, but I got a few theories about it. All right, but I did want to read that because it came to me the other night, Psalms 35. I read it and I was like, well, looky here. Okay. And like I said, there are quite a few other psalms like this. Now, one thing he said, how long, Lord, will you look on? Sometimes when you're going through these types of things, you think, look, God, or whoever you pray to or whatever you believe in. Okay, how long you gonna look and let this shit go on? Understand, these people sometimes, if you allow it to be there, they're assisting you and they're helping you on your journey to your um, self-actualization. Okay, so you coming to the knowledge of yourself. Okay, um, they probably don't consciously know that or see it that way. Okay, trying, because if you allow it to, it will do that. Okay, to your truth. Okay, to who you are and what you're called here to do, that will even be of assistance to them. I'm not saying you go to them directly and assist them. No. Okay, it depends on whatever it is, the work that it is that you do. Okay, or that you will do, that you have to grow up in yourself and in your being to become, to do that work. All right. So it's like, let the greater God, the ancestors, the great mother, okay, so on and so forth, do their work. Okay, but you just make sure you do yours. Okay, okay. Don't just be sitting there just waiting. I was just waiting. When God gonna do something? Did he win? Win? No. Okay. Like my dad used to tell me, who was probably a part of this collaboration himself in some way, shape, or form. But one thing he used to tell me was, like when I'd be crying about something that happened and be crying up to him and whatnot. And, he couldn't stand to see me cry, but he would say to me, ask yourself, what am I to learn from this? Okay. That will help you to do, the work on yourself, your shadow work, okay, so on and so forth. And then just coming into the knowledge of your being. Okay. Don't just be sitting somewhere just waiting. God, when is you gone? No, no. When is you gone? That's the question. I'm not saying in terms of trying to confront these people, do anything to these people. No, it is your journey, what's happening to you, what's being done to you. It is not about those people. It is about you. It is about you. I was listening to somebody today, and one thing she said, she was talking about these people continuously projecting, continuously, stalking you, harassing you, doing all this energetic work to you. But one thing she said, I love the way she put it, projecting an illusion of your reality. I said, wow, that's it. Okay. Didn't know how to word it. She put it in. See, this is why we all need one another. This is why we are interdependent upon one another. Not codependent on one another, but interdependent upon one another. She put I knew, I had felt that, but the way she said it, I said she put it in the perfect wording. Okay. And with anything, once you have the knowledge of something, it helps you to overcome it, because now you have a working definition of it. You see, it enables you to better see it. You understand what I'm saying? And to know it when it comes at you. Projecting an illusion here. Okay. And thank you to those who have subscribed and who are watching. I really appreciate your support. Okay. Projecting an illusion here, or even the flying monkeys and people trying to destroy them and all that kind of stuff. Thank you for watching. You have assisted me, and now I am assisting you. Okay. You have, your spirit and your soul has been calling me. This is why you do the things that you do to me. But you think it's to destroy me, to get some money, to get some clout. No, that's a projection of illusion that has been placed upon you as well. Okay, of your reality that has been placed upon you. Okay, and you don't know why you cannot stop. Okay, because it is the work that you have been called to do. See, everybody got a work to do. Sometimes we think we hear this calling and calling and calling, and that calling, what my purpose? And we always think that it's supposed to be something quote unquote positive, or something that we see as positive, or that the powers that have be have told us is positive. Okay. You have to understand these powers that be, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, etc., etc. You know, they got a job to do too, and they're doing their job. Don't think that a job to do and a purpose to do is just supposed to be in the positive. There must be balance. It's called the yin and the yang principle. I did a lesson on that, and you can find many lessons on that here on YouTube, or just picking up a book or Google, whatever. There must be balance. Okay. You're not going to come into the knowledge of self. I'm not talking about going out there and doing a work with your hands, okay, which, yes, but you cannot do that effectively, or you shouldn't be trying to do it effectively without knowledge of self. That's baseline. That's that part of that. The shadow work thing is a part of that. That's the base. That's the foundation. Knowledge of self, of oneself, of who you are. Then you can effectively, you will, when you understand that, when you know that, then you are growing and up in you. Okay, coming to the truth of you, the truth. Not what somebody told you, not the lying ass media and all of that stuff, what you supposed to be, what you supposed to look like, etc., all this bullshit. No, the truth of self, and then you can effectively do. And what the work can be many things. Okay, everybody want to be a healer. No, everybody ain't gonna be no healer, but maybe everybody is. Okay, or can be, but the healing of the self first. Okay, but I was gonna say things like, maybe it's to be a great singer, a great artist of some sort. Okay, a great scientist, a great whatever the fuck the case may be, just a great fucking human being, not defined by any particular worldly profession. Okay. Maybe a great businessman. Hell, even Martin Luther King said, "God damn, if you're gonna be a street sweeper, be the best goddamn street sweeper there is." You don't know who will appreciate you for that work that you do, and they are to be appreciated. It's so funny to me how people laugh at people who have quote unquote, I'm not calling them that, lowly jobs, but yet if somebody didn't work them goddamn jobs, then you wouldn't be able to go there and get what it is that you want. Okay, every work is of value. What value do we put to it? What value do you put to the work that you do? Goddamn, once again, if you're gonna be a street sweeper, be the best motherfucking goddamn street sweeper there is. Like I told my daughter, what are we here for except to be the best us that we can possibly be? Okay. All right. So everyone has a purpose. Everyone has a work to do. And those people that David was talking about in that scripture just now who are doing those things to him. Okay. What wonder, okay, it might be in this book, it may not be in the book, did come out of his soul and his being and the knowledge of himself from that. Okay. While he was waiting, please, Lord, when you going you know what I said? When you gonna stop him? Like when I read the book of Job way back on this channel, it's still up, and I read those scriptures, and God told Job, save yourself. Because that's basically what he told me. You can go back and listen to it. I read the whole book. Save yourself. You keep calling me, begging me, save yourself. And whatever he did it to the point that the work, the blessings, quote unquote, that he got, that he received in the end were greater than what he had in the first place. He came to the truth of himself, of his being. This is when the blessings come. You are the truth. Okay, the real blessings. Okay, sometimes they're material, and sometimes they're not. Okay. Depends on who you are, but you have to come to the knowledge of that. All right. All right. Okay. So I'm thinking of, let me see if I can find it. Don't stop yourself short. God don't love me. Boo hoo hoo. Because you believe the worldly version of what life is supposed to be. Okay. Okay. Philippians 1:6. This is just what I was thinking of this scripture. Being confident of this very thing. Be confident of this very thing, that he who hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day, it says, of Jesus Christ. Okay, but we're going to say Christ consciousness. Okay, and I'm here understanding of self. Boom, because didn't Jesus know who the fuck he was? Okay, all right. Let that work be done in you, whatever the work is. Okay. Now, my work tonight is going to be to continue to help these people here who keep calling on me through their black magic. Okay. I don't know what the assistance is that they need, but we're going to find out. Okay. So the one girl, I already talked about her working on my ear, doing things to my ear. So she stopped for a couple of days, but then she started back yesterday. But something else that she's been doing that I never mentioned. I don't know, because see, I don't know how this shit works. Because I don't do it. I have no reason to. I do work, work on me. I always have. I don't have no need to work on anybody or anything outside of myself. Okay, in any kind of workings. Okay. But maybe somebody, my email is there. You can tell me if you're familiar with this. This thing where my bed, it shakes. Now I remember this one girl I talked about who has a terrible odor every time. It just smells terribly. Then stabbed me in my dreams, choked me, all type of shit. Um, when I lived in my old house, when she was doing it, I don't know what that bitch was into, what kind of evil workings that shit was. But my bed would just shake and move. I just sit there. Because, bitch, what you want me to do? I'm not going to jump up off my fucking bed. I'm asleep. Or I'm sitting on it. It's mine. Okay. So that's another thing that I've been feeling here. It wasn't as intense as what that girl was doing. But she, this same girl, this Sarita bitch, been doing the same thing. Okay. So they were doing some heavy work this morning. And then I blocked numbers. Okay, I blocked quite a few numbers. And I saw that one of those numbers called. That's what they would do when they would do their work. Or when they do their work, they'll call. Okay. Now, I don't know what that's supposed to be because, I'm not answering the phone, but then I blocked the number. And I looked, I said, this, whatever number this is, they've called like 4 times. They weren't always blocked. So I don't know what number it is. Okay. But you've called 4 times with the number being blocked. Okay. First time it wasn't. But you've called in June, October, twice, 3 times this month. But you called just at the time, because I was in my bed this morning getting me some good sleep. Okay. You called just at the time when I felt the black magic that they were doing. So I don't know if they were trying to send me some entity attachment or something like that. Okay. But we can see if we can find out. Here. Okay. For those that are new here, what is yes? Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. What is no? And if you're new here, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Stop, please. Okay. Was that some more of their evil workings? Well, black magic. I call it evil workings that they were doing on me this morning when I was resting. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. Like I said, I don't know what it was specifically. Okay. Were they trying to send me some entity attachments? Okay. Well, they've been sent away. Okay. They've been sent home. Okay. Or right back to you. All right. So I'm thinking it was about at least 2 to 3 people who were doing this. Was it 2 people that were doing this? Okay. All right. Thank you. Stop, please. Was it more than two people that were doing this? No. Okay. All right, thank you. Stop, please. Was Rita one of the people that was doing this? Of course, because she's just not going to stop. Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. Was the lady who raised me the other person that was doing it? Of course. Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. Now, the call that I got today that was from a block number, was that one of them, Zarita, or the lady? Okay, no, I didn't think so. Okay. Thank you. Stop, please. Was it Philippe Whedon? Of course it is. Because that's what he does. He calls constantly. He'll stop for a while and then just start calling. Even though the number's been blocked. But I looked, I'm like, this person has called at 4 times and the number has been blocked. And that's probably him. Because that's what he does. Was he calling to see if the work that those two were doing on me was working? Okay. Now, I don't understand that because I never answer the phone. I never answer the phone. Thank you. Stop, please. Now, I'm curious. Them doing this now at this point, are they continuing to do it with the thought in mind that I'm not going to speak about it on YouTube? Okay. So let me ask it this way. Okay. Yes. Okay. They don't think I'm going to talk about it at all on YouTube. See, this is when you realize, because I do it all the time. Okay, that the mind is gone. These three, are their minds gone? Whoever they were, they're probably the spirit of those people. We already talked about Zarita is gone. That's night big swing. Okay. The mind is gone, soulless, maybe even vacant. This is what you call being turned over to a reprobate mind. Okay. Have they been turned over to a reprobate mind? All three of them, yes. Okay. And even after tonight, they probably, I mean, they're watching, of course. Okay. Are they watching my live stream now? All three of them. Okay. But they probably will continue. Now, those of you who have participated in this with them, and maybe your mind ain't turned reprobate, okay, you should be helping them, assisting them in some way, trying. I don't know, goddamn prayer, exorcism, whatever. But the sad thing is, more than likely, you're not going to. None of you. You're probably going to just sit there and continue to watch. Okay. Some of you find it entertaining. Okay. Some of you simply just don't care. Okay. Some of you are afraid. Okay. Afraid of them. Okay. Right. It's sad. But yet some of you will be the same people that call yourself spiritual or spiritualist or religious. You love the Lord. You will go to church and shout all over the place, okay, and all of that type of thing, right? But look, these people are in need of assistance. Okay, I'm doing my part here now. You could say, well, why do they continue? You could say it's a pride thing, it's an ego thing, whatever. But obviously, it's a reprobate thing. Okay. Because I'm not sure at this point what you're looking for. Also, in a way, I kind of look at it. People always talking about people's karma. They keep doing it over and over again. They won't stop. Well, sometimes that is their karma. They're stuck in a loop mentally that they can't get out of. And that's why they do it over and over again with whoever or whatever they're calling on, knowing that what they're doing or what they're trying to do is not going to work. but they're stuck in their mind thinking that it is. So, I listen to some readers and they say, what's wrong with these people? These people are crazy. Why do they keep doing this? Oh, and I'm not saying it's just my situation. Of course, there are others, people out there going through the same thing. And it's like, well, they can't stop. That is part of their karma. Okay. To continue to do it over and over again with, can you imagine the torture? Can you imagine the torment? If you're not one of these people doing it, can you imagine the torture and the torment a person is going through, trying to make something happen for years, over and over and over again, and not being successful, yet cannot stop? It's like being, an addict. So knowing and then seeing the karma, other kind of karma, continuously coming on you each time you do it, and maybe quicker and faster and harder and harsher, but yet you can't stop. You gotta keep doing it, gotta keep doing it, gotta keep doing it. Can you imagine the mental and the spiritual and the psychological torment that a person is going through? That's some heavy ass fucking karma. That's some heavy ass shit. And that's a reprobate mind that says, uh, that is in that position to say, I can't stop. Okay, and I won't stop. Okay. But yet things in my life keep crumbling, things in my life keep falling apart. And sometimes even so blind as to not realize that it is karma. And some will realize that it is karma, yet they can't quit. And coming to the realization at some point that whatever the other karma is that they're bringing on themselves, it just keeps getting worse and worse with the knowledge that I'm doing this to myself and I just can't quit. Okay. And can't seem to call on help. That's like that scripture. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Excuse me. Um, in the last days, hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, I think it's okay. It's interesting. Okay, it's in Revelation 9:6. Okay. Now, understand what I'm saying. Okay, this doesn't have to be physical death. Revelation 9:6, and in those days shall men seek death, okay, or seek an ending to something, okay, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. This is what I was thinking about, okay. Or in other words, don't always take things so literally, okay. Hold on. This is talking about the scripture itself. Let me read it. Revelation 9. The fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke from a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. That dream I had about the sun being darkened. Okay. And out of the smoke, locusts came down on the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. Now you're thinking literal in the literal sense. Okay. Looking for some bugs. In other words. Okay. That's what you're looking for. Don't. Let me make sure I'm still here. Okay. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree. Okay, and don't fuck with nature. Okay. But only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were not allowed to kill them, only to torture them for 5 months. And the agony they suffered was like that of the sting of a scorpion when it strikes. Then it said, during those days, people will seek death but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them. Okay. So that just came to me. I'm not saying that it is exactly for this, but in other words, I feel like what came to me in regards to that is looking to bring an ending to something. Okay. They may want to stop, they want to end it, but they can't. Okay. Some things you just should not bother, and some people you just should not bother. You shouldn't bother no fucking body. However, I do understand, like I said at the beginning, sometimes, you know, people are charged to do these things. Okay. All right. Let's see what we get from the reading. Okay. Everyone's gone now. Except me. Why? Two shuffles. Okay, let's see what we get here. Two of Cups. Six of Wands. Prince of Wands. The Devil. Ace of Swords. Okay. Working together, I'm hearing, okay? But I do feel like it's just like almost a spirit of lust or servitude, okay? Now I know ain't nobody over there talking about they gonna be somebody's goddamn servant. Okay. If they work with them, if they help them or some shit like that. Okay. This is why I'm assisting you here. Okay. Come on up out of that. But I feel like someone feels like if they do that, oh my God, they will be victorious, okay, in bringing conflict here. Okay. But I also feel like there is a thought that if they do that, bitch, I know you ain't telling nobody you're gonna be their damn servant. Oh my God. There's something about serving the floor, um, cleaning, maid, friend, lover, execution. I'm hearing if you execute this for me, if you work for me, okay, or work with me, okay, to destroy this beast. Okay, I guess they look at me as a beast. Okay. I just heard you're not the beast I am. Well, whatever. Okay. I don't know what that means. But they feel as though they will do this to be victorious. But to see, do this thing in secret behind closed doors, I'm hearing chambers. Okay. So nobody knows. Okay. The mind is gone. I'm here, so I will be the beast. Okay. I feel like this is this young woman that I've been telling you all about. Okay. Because I told you this man, I saw him as a beast. Okay, a beastly figure here when I went on my journey. Okay. Um, she thinks coming into him or something like that will make the way, okay, will open the door for her. So to be kind of like a servant of some sort and behind closed doors, but bringing her a victory, a show of victory before the world, okay. I'm victorious, okay. I'm the one, the main one here, okay. For me, I sit on my throne. See, this girl lives in a fantasy world and realm that she's stuck and caught in and can't get out of at this point, okay. I will live freely and whole or something. Okay. Sound like something out of a book, right? Fantasy land. Okay. Those, what did they used to call them? like the Lord of the Rings and shit like that. Whatever they call them, okay? But that type of energy is here, okay? By bringing conflict, okay? I don't know. I don't know what the thought or the feeling is, or whatever workings was done early on appearing into my life, into my world, my realm, thinking that I'm supposed to be with this man, okay? And I'm not. Okay, but this is the belief, and it doesn't matter what you say or what you show or whatever. This is the work they did. This is what they discovered, or at least this is what they thought. And this is one of these people that she's very fixated. Once stubborn, head hard as a brick. Once they get their mind stuck on something, they cannot remove themselves from it. They can't change their perception. Okay, they can't change their thought. Okay, once they're fixated on it, I don't know what that is. Okay, but it's some people say, "Oh, she just stubborn," or just, no, but there's more to it than that. Okay, a person can be stubborn. Okay, but the fixation is something else. Okay. And they think a way in which to do this to be seen by the world. They want to be seen by the world. I'm hearing as profitable. I'm not sure what that means, but they want to be seen as the world, as this something great and thriving and rising and all of this type of thing. Okay, bringing conflict here. But I also feel as though there's this energy thinking that if they do this, of this, I will be the beast and all of this kind of thing, that it will remove. Um, I'm hearing that they will be free, that they won't have to depend on anyone, won't have to be codependent on anyone, or have to live a codependent life. But you will be if you saying that you're going to be somebody's servant that you think is going to make them rise. See, this is what I said a long time ago when I had my first channel. Okay, what the fuck did y'all get yourselves into? Okay. You walked into something, stepped into something. I'm hearing like stepped over into something. Like I am hearing the word the abyss. Okay. That was too deep, too sharp, too heavy for you to pursue, but you pursued it nonetheless. And now you're sitting somewhere stuck. I'm hearing beaming light, which is so interesting because I'm looking at this sword and what's here at the top, this beaming light. Okay. Someone thinks this beaming light will save them. Okay, I'm not quite sure, but again, I don't know where the mind is. Don't want to know, don't want to be there. Okay, but they think that that's going to help them or revive them or save them. Okay, or spear, I'm hearing, bring them to like the forefront victory, then I'll be victorious or something like that. Okay, but obviously we're talking Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. The mind, the presence of mind, Seven of Swords. I'm hearing has been stolen. Okay. The Magician, which is interesting because see what you do to, in the Nine of Cups here, what you do to someone is what unjustly and without cause is what is done to you. Okay, and it's funny you don't even realize it, and it may be whoever has done it to you may be someone that you called on to assist you to hurt someone else without cause. Okay, people be sitting back, they can't wait. Okay, you think you're powerful because you got yourself involved in some of this shit. Okay, and you go to people who you think are helping you and assisting you. If you are a backstabber and a betrayer for whatever it is, for money, for whatever, okay, and doing that shit without cause, then and those who you seek to help you, okay, they're going to do the same thing to you. You only getting back what you gave out. Okay. But they're going to do it worse and worse than you could possibly imagine. Okay. And that's what's happening here. Whatever he was looking for, Ten of Cups, okay, upright. Okay, I'm hearing it came in the reverse, but this came as a result of trying to steal that from someone else. Okay, looking to do it with again with uh, magic here. Okay, all right, but the exact opposite happened. It was brought back upon you. Okay, and this is what it's going to be, and this is how it's going to stay. I'm here for a long time to come. Okay. Looking for luxury, happiness, what you think is happiness, satisfaction, and luxury, material items, material gain, things, an easy life, not having to do anything really, but just sit back and enjoy. Okay. Like this, wanting to be this. Okay. But here is what you have manifested is this. Okay. You did not manifest the outcome that you wanted or that you thought. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Here we have the death card in reverse. Okay. Princess of Wands in reverse. Okay. The star in reverse. And this motherfucker keeps coming up in reverse all the time. No change, no transformation. Okay. Even whoever you were before all of this, okay, and you kept going and kept doing it, okay, going after someone, betraying someone, trying to hurt someone, trying to stall their life. Okay. Um, I'm here trying to massively attempt to bring them down. Okay. You lost your being. Okay. The power that you had within yourself, even though it might not have been, it might have been a youthful energy. Okay. Or like I hear some people say beginner's mind, so on and so forth. It doesn't matter. It was still yours. Okay. Now you don't even have that. Okay. No, cleansing here of the mind, the soul, the body, the life, the spirit, the star here that you thought you were going to get out of doing that, okay, has not, is like will not be. Here we have the Hierophant, okay, Five of Cups, okay, and the World, okay. I even feel like there is an element here. Um, I don't know if you would Hierophant, talk about institutions and whatnot, but looking at this card, it's kind of weird to me. There's an element here of maybe this outward appearance or confusion or whatever you want to call it of traditional institution, maybe even religion, okay? Traditional religion. Or not realizing that the things that a lot of the spiritual stuff, um, I don't want to say doctrines, okay, or ideologies and whatnot, do stem out of a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot of the various religions, okay. It's just not in this dogmatic tenets and whatnot of religions, but a lot of the ideology stems from that, or maybe the ideology of the religion stems from that. I don't know, one way or the other, okay. So it's just like there's like a form of this, and I'm even hearing a form of spirituality, a form of guidance, okay, in it, but there's no guidance in it, okay. But I'm hearing because I feel like there's no real love for law, and I know people may think that that sounds like restrictive. It's just like not so much. It doesn't have to be looked at that way. I remember a lady who raised me, which is interesting. She told me the laws for the lawless sound like she needed. She's one of the lawless. Okay. But we even have laws no matter what. You go out on the street and drive, you got to have laws. Okay. Or, boundaries. Okay. And law really, I'm thinking about this book over here, the Kabbalion, the laws of the universe. There are laws. Okay. But it's like I'm here, we seek freedom. Okay. Or maybe people, there are some that seek freedom here and lawlessness. Okay. But there have to be boundaries, no matter what. Okay. That brings order to our world. Okay. But I feel like, in other words, there are people here, these energies here that I speak of tonight, think that they want to feel and believe that that laws don't, whatever the laws are, I'm not, whatever spiritual laws, this laws, whatever laws, don't apply to them, okay. And that they can show, there's a scripture that talks about having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. They want to have a form or a look, okay, of being a godly people, okay, or godly figures, or loving God, or spirituality, spiritual things, whatever God, whatever deities that they may call on, okay, or that they quote unquote believe in. But I'm here, but they do not. They don't believe. Okay. I'm hearing something about they don't think they know. They know that their ways are not the ways of the entirety of the universe. So, in other words, they know that they are going against spiritual law. So, it ain't something that, well, at least what I'm talking about now, it ain't something that they don't know. They recognize, okay, the reality of it. Hell, even the negative energies, quote unquote, the opposers, Satan, and all of that. Their laws that they have to follow. Hell, even when they talk about these people, okay, whoever they are, Illuminati, archons, whatever the fuck, they do all these things, but then they put it in a movie to let you know they got to tell the truth. They have boundaries that they have to work within as well. Everything does. Okay, but these, I just heard the word trunk, I don't know why, but these here energies, they believe they are beyond the law. They believe that they are beyond it and they can do whatever they figure, whatever they imagine, the imaginings of the heart. Where that scripture where in Genesis with the flood, and God saw that the hearts of man, was evil continuously. Okay, that is like it's like that energy here where they think and believe that they can do anything they want, say anything they want, walk any way they want. Okay, and nothing will come of it. Nothing will come to them. But the crazy thing is that they are already sitting somewhere in regrets. Okay, maybe not necessarily regret for what they've done to me, for just regret, period. Okay, that I've done this thing. Okay, or maybe that's the mindset that they were in, that they can do this. Okay, and see, these are the tricks. Okay, of the opposer. Okay, but that's his fucking job too. You call on it. You call on the energy. They got to work too. This is why you need to have knowledge about the things. My people perish for lack of knowledge. People die. People are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Just jumping into things because there's a made of a promise, but you don't really even know the fullness of what it is that you're getting into. And part of the issue with that is you don't really know the fullness of what it is that you're getting into because you don't know who the fuck you are. Self-loathing. Okay, I got one member from self-loathing to self-loving, which that comes with knowledge of self or wanting to know the truth of self. You can't just jump into any old thing and think because some demon came to you or you learned some magic trick out of the bookstore from the botanica or wherever the fuck or something online. Oh wow, look what happened to me. And then think that you're invincible and I can do whatever the fuck I want and the laws don't apply to me. I don't see the karma. Ain't nothing happened to me. Okay. Give it time. Okay. You've already put it out there in the universe. It's going to come back to you. And this is why, yeah, the laws for the lawless. Everything, unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But from the looks of things, everything shouldn't be open to everybody. It's not for everybody. Everybody in the village wasn't a damn shaman. Sorry. Everybody had their role in their place. They knew who they were, know who you are, and what it is meant for you to do. And understand that the magic that it is that you seek, okay, is already within. It is within your being, but you want it quick. Okay, or you don't want to do the work. Okay, whatever the work may be. Say you are a great artist or some shit like that. Okay, you have to do the work to build that up to get what it is that you desire. You can have the desires of your heart. Okay, but you forfeit your own self and your own being by cheating yourself. And the reality is you're cheating yourself. Okay, and not trusting in the divine that is within you. The divine workings of your hands that is within you. No, you seek to destroy somebody else to get it out of them. Like there's some kind of fucking battery or some shit like that. I'm not your fucking battery. Do your own fucking work. I've had to do mine. Okay. Do your own fucking work. But you won't, and you waste time, years upon years upon years, continue to do this shit over and over again while the people you after, like myself and whoever else, just keep getting up and going on about their business, living their life, growing and all this kind of stuff and doing their shit or whatever. Okay, and you can stalk them and tap into their phones and tap into their world and scry on them and all of that type of shit. You don't know all of the fullness of what's going on in that person's life, and you never will, no matter what the fuck you do. Okay, you won't. Okay. It is not for you to. You don't even know what's going on in your own world and realm. You don't even realize that you've crossed over into an abyss, okay, or crossed over into a realm and world where your mind is completely gone. It's absent. By the time you wake up and realize it, will it be too late? But yet you are focused on another being. It's not so much about this thing that ain't get my shit. No, you're not going to get my shit. But at the same time, the thing about it is you are here for you. the workings of your hands. It's so a shame because sometimes I sit back and I think about as talented in various ways that some of these people were. Look how we could have collaborated and worked together with my talent, your talent. And these are things that I used to say to these people, this woman who raised me. Not so much her, but her family. You can do this and you can do that and you can do this and you can do that. We should all work together. Have a company, make this a family name. When I first came back here, and I said this to these, him and Han, but you can collaborate together to try to destroy me. Get together at night with your dream infiltration, all your evil workings, and all of that evil shit. Try to kick my ass because you got to be first. Well, out of your group, who's collaborating against me, besides me, who's going to be first out of you all? Who's going to be the queen and the king out of you all? Who? When people can work together here and collaborate and do something wonderful, yet you will be the same people walking around talking about breaking generational curses. You're not breaking shit, you're just making it worse. When we could have done that together. But no, you listen to the enemy. You listen to those who are your masters, and told you the bullshit and lied to you. Like I said, they played a game with you, not with me. Lied to you and eaten up off of you day in and day out, and they're having a good time. I'm here and celebrating, okay, because you're long gone here, too far gone, and I'm here, and you will not come back. I don't know. God is in control of all things, okay. So this is what you thought. Now you sit somewhere and regret, or maybe you owe some demon or a human being or whatever the case is. Okay. But with the world card, I mean, the shit is really done and over, but you don't understand, you don't get it. And this is why God maybe wants you to continue so I can help you. Okay, this is the work that God has called me to do. But maybe for you it's too far gone, but there may be others watching, some of your flying monkeys, so on and so forth, who would say, well, shit, thank you for the wisdom. Because no, I didn't know. Okay, I was lied to. Okay, I do feel like somebody's lost a lot of money. Okay, broke financially. I'm hearing vessel. Again, vessel. Their vessel is gone. Okay, or maybe something else is taken over. Manufactured, I'm hearing. Okay, all right. Somebody's lost a lot of finances. I feel like this person did not think that this was going to happen. Once again, thought that they was going to be able to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, and nothing negative would happen to them. Whatever it is, seeds that they planted here, okay, whatever kind of work that they planted, okay, it is in the reverse now. Okay, and they've lost trying to take another person down. They have lost, but that they're probably sitting there somewhere trying to strategize still, okay, or figure out how to make things come together. But I can tell you one thing: it's not going to be from targeting someone. Get up off your ass, quit with the get rich quick schemes, and do your fucking work. Do some fucking work. Go within. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. I don't care what anybody has said to you. I don't give a fuck if your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, who the fuck ever. It's not for you to focus on their words. You are here. God brought you here for whatever reason, or you decided to come here for whatever reason. There is a work for you to do, but you're missing out on it. All right, that's all I got. I don't feel like looking through no more there. Okay. Now, I got this book here. I got this kit. I got a kit here, The Art of War. I've been wanting this book for years. Okay. A strategy oracle for success in life. So I got the book. I ain't started reading it yet. But in this book are a set of cards. Okay. So I'm going to see. Let's see what card we get. What does the Art of War want to speak to us tonight? This is not about expecting change from these individuals. I don't. But I'm here to do my work, and that's what the fuck I'm going to do. Okay. God knows. God may be like, well, Nikki, you wrong. Shit. Okay. All right. Here, let's read. Sun Tzu said, if, however, you are indulgent, but unable to make your authority felt, kind hearted, but unable to enforce your commands, and incapable, moreover, of quelling disorder, then your soldiers must be likened to spoiled children. They are useless for any practical purpose. Okay. Okay, that's this side. And then we have here, value your friendships. Friendship is not something you hand out to anyone. Okay. That's for damn sure. This is a lesson that I learned in this. So I thank you. As I said before, they talk about that scripture that says, be not unequally yoked. And people talk about in terms of marriage. No, just period. Any relationship. Do not. That's not to say hate the people and all of that kind of stuff. But if they do not, if you know that you're dealing with people who do not love themselves, people will tell you, do not be in a place and space of denial like I was. I was told, this person told me, I have a problem with jealousy. That should, and look me dead in my eye. That should have been acute to me right then. Run, bitch. But I didn't. I had to learn these lessons. Run. Okay. Jealousy kills. Okay, or they will let you know in some way, shape, or form they don't love themselves, they don't like themselves in some way, shape, or form, and you know that you do love yourself. Okay? Working on yourself and love you. Move on. That don't mean hate the person. You can still say hi and bye. I'm not saying cut them off and don't ever talk to them again, but do not try to form a friendship with that person. You cannot. Okay? It will destroy you. Sometimes they are only confirmed to dark. Sometimes they are only confirmed in dark and troubled times. And ain't that the truth, honey? Friendships can form instantly or grow slowly over time, okay? An act of friendship does not have to be grand and dramatic. It can be a lot of little kindnesses added together. Friendships can take a lifetime to earn, yet be lost in a second. Nourish them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I remember people are listening to these powers and principalities that be on these apps and they just talking a bunch of bullshit to get you all confused, fucked up, divided, easier to control. And I remember this thing when people felt like if they're in a friendship but they're going through some things and their friend reaches out to them, they may not know they're going through some things. They don't have to respond. I don't owe them anything. I talk to them. I don't say anything. Bitch, you mean tell me if you have a friend and you call yourself a friend, you're going through something, you're depressed or something, you don't feel like talking, okay? You don't want to talk, you want to deal with yourself, that's fine. But they reach out to you, hello, something, you just simply can't communicate with them that, hey, thank you for reaching out, but I need some time to myself. Get the fuck out of here. And they ought to understand. No, they don't ought to understand shit. It's called communication. It's called having having a relationship with another human being. And though you give a fuck about yourself, give a fuck about their feelings too, that you say you're in a relationship with. You can simply say, I'm not in a good space right now, but we'll talk later. And then you expect them to just be there and open and ready for your motherfucking ass when you got your shit together. Get the fuck out of here. Like you're so cute. I don't owe them anything. And no, they don't owe you shit either. How's that? Okay. But anyway, nourish them. But mainly nourish the one with yourself. What you want done to you is how you treat others. And what you don't want done to you is how you don't treat others that way. Okay. Now I expect that they will continue. These people here, mine gone. Okay. So we'll be back for more. These are helping me to give you lessons. Okay. And me too. We all grow together. Okay. That's the reality of life. All right. You all have favor. Peace.